The Smart Money Woman, Episode 2, Tracking Your Expenses. Living within your means.
Well, first, I don't know how it happened, but yes, I'm broke.
Walk me through this. You have no real responsibilities. You are the youngest. Your contribution to mom's upkeep is the least. Rent and bills, that's about it. So again.
That's just the situation that I find myself in.
Well, that's too bad. That's too bad.
What does that mean?
It means that I have a lot going on. Like I said, I'm here to understand how you, of all people, can get yourself in such a fix. Unless you are telling me you invested the money. Did you?
No.
So you work. Your pay is pretty awesome. You have no kids.
Okay, I get it. Brother Efosa, you don't have the money to give me. It's fine.
No. You don't get the point. But really, how do you really manage to spend all you earn? You have to learn to live within your means.
Episode 2 opens with Zuri talking to her eldest brother Efosa, hitting him up for a loan. He says no and proceeds to lecture her about personal finance, talking about living within her means and whatnot. Now, I know we have conclusively established from the pilot episode 1, that this series is not for poor people. It centers rich famous girls who are the only people that matter. Still, it has this underlying implication that the financial advice offered is universal. Of course, living within your means is not limited to high flyers like Zuri. It's for all of us. Duh. Everyone knows this. Let me draw from my experience about living within your means. I'm a total warrior, a total anxious type. I'm always expecting the worst, so I scrounge and I save and I limit my spending, etc. I've had money and I've been poor, and let me tell you, when you're poor, living within your means is a misnomer, a paradox. It does not exist. You cannot live, as in keep yourself alive, if you only spend what you earn. It can't be done. There was a year where I was forced, by circumstances, capitalism, to live strictly within my means. When I did this, and I wasn't proper poor by any stretch of the word, I lived a miserable life. We ate the same things all year. We had like 3 meal options, and we ate that all year, except when it got to be too much, then every 2 or 3 months we'd splurge on something nice, and then just be proper broke after that. Living within your means is its own job when you're poor or broke. I had to travel to go buy food at cheaper prices. I work from home and I'm paid per article. That meant every day that I took off work to go to the market was one where I lost wages. I didn't work, so I didn't earn anything. I would count and count and count whatever money we had, doing all kinds of calculations, deducting utilities and other expenses, and trying to make sure it got to the end of the month. Living within your means when you're Zuri is all well and good. Doing so when your means is hardly enough to keep you living, well, that's something else. I think this impossibility of living on your wages is why there are a million small loan apps in Kenya, with everyone from big banks to small money lenders scrambling for a piece of that pie. Often when people talk about these loan apps, they picture people like Zuri taking loans to fund their jet-setter designer-wearing lifestyles, when really, it's just everyday people struggling to survive, struggling to live.
Please open your mouth. DJ, you have to eat. You know you didn't eat last night. You won't be strong, okay? One for mommy.
Hey, guys. There's my little man.
Daddy, where were you?
I was working.
Will you help me with my homework?
Yeah, sure. But why don't we let mommy do that for you? Okay, she's really fast. Huh?
He has a play date today, so he has to go take a bath. Olivia!
Yes, madam.
Yeah, come have SJ's bath for him so I can drop him at his friend's house on my way out.
It's here.
Sweetheart, we'll all play tomorrow.
Off
Daddy,
you go.
go take your bath. Where have you been?
I don't understand.
All night. I called you, I left you messages, I even waited up for you. And you're just getting back.
Well, that's why you know that when I go out chasing a deal, I usually stay till it's done.
I know, but it's not fair to leave SJ and I alone all night. The boy is starting to ask questions.
You know, I knew it. With all the questions he was asking and, where was I should help him with his homework, I know you put him up to it.
How can you say that? The boy is growing really fast and he's starting to notice things.
I mean, I can't help that. I had to chase a deal that took me all the way to Ikorodu and then all the way back to Songotedo.
That's a lot. Look, I know you work so hard, but you still have to make an effort. Eh? So we don't set a bad example.
Oh God, would you just please stop bugging? Am I not doing all of this stuff so that we can have a comfortable life?
Soj, I know and I understand.
Do you really? It looks like when I go out and I'm chasing money, you prefer that I'd rather stay here and depend on you so that you can lord it over me.
That's not fair. In all the time we've been married, I never bring it up that I'm the one bringing in the money. Because I believe my money is our money.
Okay, so why bring it up now? Why bring it up now? Look, I see through all this your act. I see through it. It doesn't fool me because I know that you are very resentful and that's why I will continue to try. So if it means that I stay out all night, so be it. Don't call me, don't be worried.
Soj, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you upset. Calm down, I'm sorry. Yeah, but you two, why are you now leaving emojis on Chinasa's Instagram?
What? Are you
So
kidding?
we're married now, and people notice these things. Even my friends were starting to ask.
Your friends. Look, Adesuwa, if you don't want me to go anywhere, or you don't want me to have any friends, you better say that now so that I will know that I'm in prison now.
I didn't say that.
No, because marriage to you is a place where you have no friends and you can go nowhere.
What's going on?
Mommy, good morning, ma. Did we wake you up?
Why won't you wake me up? When you're shouting at my son in his own house so that the whole neighbors can hear, how won't you wake me up?
Mommy, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were disturbing you. I was just asking Soji here why he was...
Why what? Instead of you to think of how to relax your body so that it can produce a second grandchild for me, you are here fighting and shouting at him every single time. I'm
sorry, Mom.
Sorry for yourself. See, I know what is your problem. You don't want my son to go out and progress, Abi. You want him to be here empty-handed so that you can continue to control him with your money. But you know what? You have failed. Oshi.
Mommy, it's okay. Like her.
Oh, welcome me. I just came to say my own. No. Vaya well, sorrow. Handle your wife, oh.
Mommy, you're okay.
So we're okay.
Actually, more okay. I'm actually going to go out again. Yes, some guys called me to talk about a brief that I had submitted earlier in the week. So, I mean, I just came back so that I could tell Adesuwa that I'm going to spend the whole day out today again.
Say you, Malaysia. So you are taking permission from your wife to go out? Hey, Soji, Okorinye, you are the man of the house. Shebo shewe. Do you hear me? Do as you like.
Mommy.
Torí pé orílẹ̀ gbé ni.
What? She's my mom. What am I supposed to tell her? See, baby, my guys are calling me. I need to go take a shower, okay? Hello?
Next, we move to Adesuwa, the lawyer girl who is at home feeding her way too grown up for that son when her husband walks in. The kid asks the deadbeat dad where he was, then is quickly whisked away by the house girl to go for his morning shower. This motherfucker spent the night out and didn't tell Adesuwa anything. The kid asks where he was, and later, he accuses Adesuwa of telling the kid to ask him that. At this point, the kid has left with the house girl, who's going to give him a berth in preparation for a play date he has later. Let's talk about the house girl for a minute. This show is crazy. There are more house girls in Nigeria than there are Zuris and Adesuwas. Yet we have a whole show geared at putting more money in the pockets of the Zuris and Adesuwas. I bet you couldn't throw a stone in Nigeria without hitting a house girl, and yet they're so invisible. Meanwhile, it is they who make it possible for the Adesuwas of the world to go out and make all that big money. The house girl takes care of the child, cooks, and cleans up after Adesuwa and her family so that Adesuwa can go out and be the high-powered lawyer she is. Does the house girl's compensation ever reflect this pivotal role she plays? No. In fact, in a show like this, she's invisible, immaterial, of no consequences, warranting zero attention. The women that matter are the Zuris of the world. That's why poor women can have no solidarity with the white feminism galboss types who can only see women of their class. This show has nothing to say about the house girls of this world, and by definition, if the Zuri types are the smart money women, the house girls must be the dumb money women. A really interesting yet ordinary dynamic is revealed here regarding Adesuwa, her deadbeat Soji, and their house girl. That loser rocks up to the house in the morning. His kid asks where he was and says something about him helping him with homework, to which Soji replies, quote, "Your mom is better at that." Hello, weaponized incompetence and all the other ways men avoid domestic labor. After he says that, Adesuwa calls the house girl to give the boy a bath so that they're ready to leave for the play date. What's happening here is what happens everywhere. The man refuses to contribute to housework, abdicates his responsibility, and so his wife is forced to handle it all alone. But because it's impossible, she gets her a wife to whom she piles all the labor she doesn't want to handle or can't handle. The lesson here is clear, friends. Being a wife is a scam. Anyway, back to the deadbeat Soji, who just rocked up into the house in the morning with zero explanations about where he was at. Then he proceeded to pick a fight with Adesuwa. This guy is just a classic abuser. He fucked up, but somehow she's the one who ends up apologizing multiple times. Then the craziest shit happens. His mother comes and joins the Let's Tear Adesuwa a New One bandwagon. Adesuwa is the primary breadwinner, in fact, to be clear, the only breadwinner. And this man lets his mother believe that he's the one who makes all the money. Then he lets his mother disrespect his wife. I swear to God, you and your fucking mother would leave my house before I let you get away with that.
Thanks for agreeing to be our guest. T-Day 2019. 46,000. Hey. Oh.
Hey, Mommy. You good? Need a ride?
No. I've lost track of time dealing with my financials.
Say what now?
I've been trying to figure out where all my money has been going, and girl, I'm in shock. Now, if you want to have a heart attack, try figuring out where all your money has been going to. My dear, I'm in shock, which is the reason why I'm even calling. Do we know anyone who's getting married soon?
You mean apart from Olumide?
Very funny.
Yeah, sorry, too soon. But in this Lagos, somebody's always getting married now.
Fair enough, but I don't know who I indicated interest for Ashwebi. Because I just got an Ashwebi and the card reads T-Day 2019.
Oh, and it's Tina now. Tina and Deji. Today.
Who is Tina?
Zuri, my sister's classmate I introduced you to. The day we met at Seka before you traveled now.
Are you joking?
Why?
I don't even know this girl. What's my business with her, Ashwebi?
weddings and ashobis. So this episode is primarily about tracking your expenses. We see Zuri trying to figure out where all her money goes. Apparently, a major culprit is ashobi. Ashobi, spelled as two words, is also spelled ashobi, as in one word. According to Wikipedia, ashobi is a uniform dressing code or style that serves as an indicator of cooperation, camaraderie, and solidarity during ceremonies. It's considered a status symbol and has become an ostentatious display of wealth, a way to signal belonging to high society. So Zuri didn't pay ashobi at this wedding, and that's why she's in pink and everyone else is in uniform green. And according to all the articles, Zuri was right. Ashobis can really set you back financially. You pay the fabric, and the more expensive the fabric, the better. Then the making of the dress, then the shoes, the makeup, and likely a cab to take you to the wedding. It could easily come to about 100,000 naira, which is about $225 or 27,420 Kenya shillings per wedding. And if 3 of your friends get married that year, you're looking at spending 300,000 naira, which is about $677 or 82,260 Kenya shillings. At a wedding that's not yours and where you have no stakes in the outcome. Consider the fact that Zuri and Co. are semi-famous, so they could reasonably have a wedding every month. That's 1.2 million naira annually on weddings alone. That's $2,700 or 329,000 Kenya shillings just on weddings. Other people's weddings. Whew, that's insane. Nigerians must calm down. At that wedding where Zuri is in pink and everyone is in ashobi green, they proceed to massacre the wedding.
Lagos Pacific. I never understand how they spend so much money for us to come and eat and drink for free.
Oh, I agree. It's so not worth it. And I am upset about that ashobi thing. Not to mention people making you travel to go and celebrate with them. Like, honestly, really.
That one is too much.
Adesuwa, don't do that. Don't allow Zuri to convert you, please.
Thank you.
Adesuwa says she doesn't understand weddings, doesn't get how people pay all that money just so other people can come eat it. There are a million things to criticize about the current state of weddings. Feeding people? Not one of them. What exactly is your opposition to feeding people? That you could have saved and invested the money? You know there's more to life than just hoarding money. The celebrating and eating together is the point. This shit dates back centuries in hundreds of cultures. People come together and break bread and celebrate, and you guys want to paint that as something negative? Nah, friends. That's the wrong lesson y'all are learning. I've been to several small weddings. There was this one where people just drank juice and ate snacks, and it remains one of the most enjoyable weddings I've been to. You can criticize the pressure to have the best of everything from decor to food, but not the actual act of feeding other people. Jesus Christ, feeding other people is one of the first things you learn in an African home. Guests visit, you feed them happily. Wedding attendees are guests to whom we extend the same grace. I can't believe the first thing they complained about was feeding people, not the decor or the cars or the expensive clothes and the other things done primarily for show. They complained about the bride and groom giving sustenance to their guests. This is just plain raw chafu, which directly translates to a dirty hat. But let's go with bad faith. It just shows bad faith. Rich people are insane. Instead of joining Zuri to complain about the ostentatious display of wealth that is ashobi, Adesuwa criticizes feeding people. Okay.
Adesuwa, don't do that. Don't allow Zuri to convert you, please.
Thank you.
Please. Even though I should probably not be adding too much to this conversation, seeing as body pays for everything, you know, from holidays to rent, expenses, even my own personal upkeep, like everything, you guys. And I don't even know how much it all adds up to. It sounds crazy, like that.
Wow, Ladun, that sounds crazy.
While Zuri is complaining about expensive ashobis, married housewife Ladun decides to weigh in. What, pray tell, is her contribution? Brace yourself. How her man pays for everything and how she doesn't even know what it all costs. She just spends and spends and he pays and pays. How are these people friends?
It's good for you that you don't know, Shao.
But in my case, Soji is the sole provider. And we all just, we still share, we plan, and we do everything together in love.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Next, keeping a man is so embarrassing. Anyway, so Zuri and Co are at the wedding, talking about money and where they get it. And let me tell you, friends, Adesuwa is fucking nuts. She's a lunatic, and not in a good way. She tells her friends that Soji is the primary breadwinner, and they put money together, then all use it. The good news is none of her friends believe that bullshit. Why would you lie about this? To save a man's ego to your friends? What kind of friends would you feel the pressure to do this with? Oh, I know what kind. Friends who decide how to treat you based on your wealth. The reason she does this is because they, as a group, value people based on how much money they have. And she knows they'll think less of Soji because he doesn't have money. This reflects the greater societal perception of moneyless people, but it's their internalized perception too. The thing about Soji is he's such a loser and a dick. Him not having money is only the icing. There's no way to have a good opinion of him. Even if the girls didn't value people based on how much money they have, he's still such premium trash, they still wouldn't like him.
That sounds lovely.
Is this not Soji?
See? I thought he was supposed to be up and down Lagos trying to get deals. Oh, that was earlier in the week.
No. This is Damola's 40th birthday bash. This was yesterday. It was all over social media. He didn't mention it.
He said he would pop in there if he finished from work early. Okay, so why didn't you just go with him?
I work. I heard that the party was wild, Sha. It was, but I trust my buddy. He will not be doing any wild thing without me.
You guys know that I work, Sha. And I can't be wilding with my husband. Because I have to.
One of the redeeming qualities of these girls is how they all hate Soji. Just as Adesuwa finishes that nonsense soliloquy about her and Soji's financial arrangement, Tami unleashes pictures of said Soji at some bash the previous day. Adesuwa, who didn't even know he was out partying, tries to cover for him. But everyone knows it's BS. Your man has community dick, and nobody believes your many protests to the contrary. Why would you do this? Akimen will have you doing such nonsense things. So now I'm here, trying to convince my friends that I knew your dirty ass was out partying when I didn't? That could never be your girl. The amount of self-deception that goes into staying married to men is just astronomical. It used to be that having and keeping a man was a thing of pride. Now we all understand it's just embarrassing. Adesuwa, somewhere in her head, has actually convinced herself that this man trash Soji cares about her. Even a little bit. That he's actually chasing deals to secure their future. That he's faithful to her. Like, how do you believe all these things in the face of overwhelming evidence that it isn't so? A man who likes you does not gaslight you at every turn and does not allow his mother to disrespect you. A man who spends all night away from home and is always in clubs and lit parties and always disappearing with his phone that never leaves his side is cheating on you. He just is. A man who is constantly chasing deals, spending big money while bringing zero money home is not working towards securing your future. A man who you support, but he constantly accuses you of trying to control him, does not value or appreciate what you're doing. That man does not love you or care about you at all. Yet here you are, telling your friends how he's the primary breadwinner, how you guys have a great money system going, how he's not sneaking behind your back to go to lit parties, how he's not cheating when everyone can see his likes on the online posts of hot young girls. The self-deception straight women are forced to engage in where men are concerned is just too much. And all of them engage in it, or at least too many of them. Yo, I can't.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Hi. No. Why did you cancel? Oh.
Do you need a ride?
No, I'm fine. I'm waiting for my new taxi. The other one just canceled.
I disagree. You look like you need a ride.
I'm fine. Thank you. You can go. I'll be fine. My taxi is almost here.
Whoa. It seems like you do not like me, and I can't remember doing anything to warrant that kind of behavior.
Okay,
so
you know
what's the
what?
problem?
It's fine. Just get in your car, head home.
Okay.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Good luck catching a cab in the rain. Oh, Jesus.
Back to Zuri. Gaslighting young people. Zuri's crush is at this wedding. He offers her a ride home, but she declines. Something about this guy is just way off. He's just so standoffish or something. I feel like he's not a good actor or something, or they don't have chemistry. I feel like something's just off. It's just off. Unless they want us to be wary of and cautious about him, which I doubt is the case. He's like the guy who was cast simply because he's hot. Zuri's boss, Mr. Tunde, for example, delivers. He's convincing. He's a great performer. You believe him most of the time. This guy just feels like he's acting a part and he's not doing it well. Anyway.
Most importantly, I want to see again that young girl of 26 who, after a few months, she started working here 2 years ago, closed 100 million naira deal. You remember? Not only how proud I was of you, but how proud you were of yourself.
On this episode, we find out Zuri is, wait for it, 28 years old. As in 20 and 8. As in 20 and 8 score years. She was 26 when she closed a 100 million naira deal. 26. I don't know about you, but that's just too much disbelief for me to suspend. What 28-year-olds are living like this? And if she's indeed 28, shouldn't they just let her enjoy her money a little bit? We're supposed to believe that all her friends are in that age range, so all of them are under 30? I cannot bring myself to do that. Call me weak, lazy, and unimaginative, but I cannot bring myself to believe that all those girls are in their late 20s. No, sorry. It's a no for me. Can we talk about the wickedness that is advancing the message that people in their 20s can and are living like this to a generation that is said to be poorer than their parents? A generation that does not have a fraction of the wealth their parents had at their age. Is this not gaslighting young people?
Yeah. Hey Zuri, Mr. Tunde wants you in his office.
What? It's closing time now.
Well, he was asking me something about the Heritage House deal you're working on.
I'll do the report tomorrow. God.
Off already? You know, I would assume that after our little talk, you would realize without prompting that you should put in even more.
I am, sir.
Let me give you some advice. You mind if I sit down? As I was saying, let me give you some advice. I see a lot of potential in you, Zuri. But you know, I also see someone whom, if allowed, will squander that potential. And I will not allow it. Look, I'm just one man. Meaning, I have only one vote. And I won't squander that vote on someone who sees her job as nothing but a ticket to an easy life.
I'm sorry, sir.
I don't want you to be sorry. All I want you to do is prove to the other partners and to your peers as well that you aren't here just because of some foreign degree. That's what they're saying, you know. And
Work propaganda. Zuri, our 28-year-old broke going on millionaire, is in her office. It's the end of the day and she's planning to leave. Then this assistant type person comes in and says the boss wants to see her. Zuri's like, the day's over, I'll see him tomorrow. Just then, her boss comes in. He tells her how shocked he is that she's leaving, that he expected, after their talk, that she'd be putting in more effort. He threatens and scares her so that she ends up feeling like her job is precarious, and when he leaves, she stays back working. This is some bullshit. What the fuck are working hours for? Are they mere suggestions? Because it's about 10 companies just come clean and say it. You have all these offices where it's like official working hours 8 to 5, but if you don't come in before 8 and dare to leave at 5, you might as well be firing yourself. Then this film has the audacity to frame that as growth on her part, as Zuri taking her job seriously. You know what? Fuck you, Adesuwa. No, seriously. Fuck you. In this world where workers everywhere are overworked and underpaid and dealing with the physical, emotional, social, and spiritual fallout of that arrangement, you want to tell the masses that they just need to work harder, stay on a little later. Bitch, you're not. No, you're not. Adesuwa and Lara, who are the fiscally responsible friends in the group, consistently work late. And this film wants to make it seem like that's what's right. Good work ethic. Sit down and shut up. Zuri's boss, in criticizing her allegedly wanting work ethic, says he only has one vote and will not squander it on someone who sees their job as a ticket to an easy life. So the whole one man, one vote is supposed to make her feel like her job is at risk. I'm interested in the second part though. He is not going to squander his vote on someone who sees their job as a meal ticket to an easy life. Guys, what is the purpose of a job if not that? We literally pick jobs that will make us have the easiest life. That's how we value and categorize work and jobs in capitalist society. The easiest way to have the easiest life is it. Why are these people acting like that's somehow flawed reasoning? Another person who's just fucking nuts is the other married woman, Ladun. It's something about sperm that adversely affects intelligence. Ladun is hot, but God help us, dumb as a bag of rocks. So her friends are working late and complaining about it. What does she say? Oh, how grateful she is that Bode married her right after graduation so that now she doesn't have to worry about all this work and money things.
Anyways, this is what's going to happen. I will drop the kids off with the nanny. I'll post her a few pictures, hang around for a bit, and I'm off to my massage. Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
I can't come.
Wait, say what now?
My dear, walk. Honestly, in fact, I'm still at work right now, and there's no sight of me closing anytime soon.
Look, I don't understand this shit people's work. I don't get it. I'll forever just be grateful that Body married me right after NYC and saved me from all of this one. What's this?
Lucky you. And then I start to wonder, with you who's so averse to anything work, if Bode wasn't doing all these things, what would you do?
Hey, no. Adesuwa. Don't be asking me jam questions. Please. Why did you say you called me again?
Look, that I'm going to miss the party doesn't mean SJ should miss it too. In fact, he will sulk for a whole month. So I wanted to ask if you could please pick him up and take him with your kids.
Of course, my darling. But wait, what of his father?
Well, we were hardly see so. Actually, he's been chasing on some contracts, and I can't really argue with that.
This woman is insane. How do you just have so much faith that things will remain the same? How do you develop such strong confidence in men? How do you just rest easy, believing that a man will take care of you for the rest of your life, like Jesus Christ? How can you have this much faith in another person, worse yet, a man? Like, have you not seen women getting left by rich men and becoming instantly destitute? Say your man is a good one and he has money. Have you not seen men die and women become destitute? Especially women like her who have no idea where the money comes from or where it goes. How can you be an adult who does not factor in the different risks while making contingency plans where you can? How is this woman an adult? She can't be. She's just a grown child. But then again, she's allegedly 26. So maybe I should cut her some slack. 26-year-olds are not the wisest about the wily ways of men and the many misfortunes the world has just waiting for you. Adesuwa asks Ladun what she would do if Bode was not doing all this, given how averse she is to work. Ladun is like, don't be asking me these jammed questions, and moves on. This woman is on something, like a premium drug or magic potion. It must be good for mental health if nothing else. Just this confidence in life and good things continuing to happen to you. Yo, guys, quick. Someone point me in the direction of that magic elixir. I've changed my mind. This Adesuwa, with the work ethic we should all emulate, asks Ladun to drop her disastrously named son, Soji Jr., at some party. She, it turns out, will be working, so she can't do it. What about her husband? Is this not why women are cautioned against being single parents, talking about how difficult it is to parent without a partner? Well, our girl has a husband, but a partner? Nope. Dololo. Not even a co-parent. This here is the married woman of the past, the married woman of the present, but hopefully not the future. The married single mother. Co-parenting with a nanny who gets all the responsibilities and none of the recognition or compensation.
Hey, babe. What's good?
Nothing's popping. I can't see straight.
Trudy.
My dear, work wants to kill me.
Well, hard work is good, so I'm sure that you'll be fine. Where's Ladun?
She wants to get wine.
Zuri talks to Lara about how her work is killing her, to which Lara says, hard work is good. Capitalist propaganda at its best. Brief aside, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, Lara is a superb performer. I feel like every scene she's in is a fucking 10. Every single word. When she's talking about the party she doesn't want to go to the following day, you just feel it. Premium entertainment. Fabulous entertainer. She can catch these hands if she tries me. I love her.
Okay, as I was saying, I'll go for the party. Because of you guys. Because of you guys. But I am not buying her little bratty kid a present. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, you're coming. I'm so happy. Yo, she can catch these hands if she tries me. Like, I'm not playing.
Relax.
What?
It's so pretty.
What?
You guys, one of my two just sent me another gift.
Please ask her.
It's one guy like that too. He met me in front of Circa and that was it. He became obsessed. Been sending me all sorts of gifts and shit.
Ooh, this person sounds like a keeper.
I know.
You don't even know him.
Gifts from men. While they're on a conference call about that party Lara doesn't want to go to, Tami gets a gift from one of the guys who's into her. She's gushing about how obsessed that man is with her sending her gifts. I want us all as a unit to stop equating gifts with evidence that someone likes us. It's just evidence that someone has money to buy stuff. That's it. If I'm being honest, I want us to be very afraid of this as an expression of love. It scares me. I don't think about it as evidence of affection. I really don't. I live in a country where a young university girl was killed on the street by a man wielding a panga or a machete who thought that because he'd sent her money, she owed him something. Money that she'd sent back to him because she wasn't interested in him. Men, from politicians to entertainers to complete randos online, defended this man. Said they understood why he did it, cautioned women against eating men's money. I live in a country where the discussion keeps cropping up about what you owe a man if he buys you a drink or takes you out on a date, how you can't just leave and go home after eating his money. Every week, every day, somewhere, there are people discussing how women eat men's money and how they deserve everything coming to them. I want us to be afraid of what men can do and move cautiously as a result of it. Gifts from men don't mean shit. They don't mean shit except maybe danger ahead.
get ready. The photographer will soon be here to start taking pictures before the crowd descends.
Crowd?
Yes, so at least 100. You know Nigerians. Some people will come with +1 or +2. It's a good thing that I'm ready for them. If they like, each person should come with +5. Where is this makeup artist serve?
Banke. Banke.
What?
But you said we'll only have a small get-together.
Yeah, it's small. Hello? Kike, you want to be unfortunate today, Admi? Oh, you're here? Okay, just wait downstairs. I'm coming now. Sweetheart, what is it?
Banke, I'm wondering exactly what in the world is going on out there. You said we're having a small party inside the house, but I wake up to meet my house being turned into a bazaar.
Stop it. Do you know what today is? This is the first birthday of your only son.
I know what it is. It's only a first birthday party. His naming ceremony was big, the dedication even bigger. Which is why we agreed to keep this small, remember?
But it's small, by Lagos standards.
How much exactly are we spending on this?
But what is it? Is it because of a party of 100 people that you want to stress my life? Don't let the world hear. Go and start getting ready, please. I can't be dealing with this. Hello? Yeah, please come in.
That birthday party. Anyway, the day breaks and it's the morning of the birthday party Lara didn't want to attend until she was convinced by her friends to change her mind. It turns out it's the first birthday of the baby and the mom, Banke, is throwing the biggest shindig ever. This Banke is so extra. Her husband is worrying about their finances and how much she's spending, and she's like, is it because of a party of 100 people that you want to stress my life? Don't let the world hear. Go and start getting ready. This is the only person even approaching Lara levels of peak performance. They're so good together, it's ridiculous.
But this really is lovely. I'm sure the kids are absolutely blown away.
I know, right? Thank you. You know, deep down, I know it's a little OTT, but man, the pressure and the stress to have my boy, I just knew that the closer to your age, the older that I got, that the tougher it would be. So we're just so blessed that it happened when it did.
Okay, it's kind of weird seeing as, you're a year older than me, but maybe you forgot because you dropped out of school. But anyway, I'm so glad that, everything is going well for you. Because, some people's marriages are so fragile. There's some women who know that if they're not able to have a male heir, then who knows? They might just find themselves without a husband and with no degree. God. And imagine if they had no marketable or bankable skills to rely on. How tragic would that be?
Well, I guess I'll never know. I can't relate.
Sure you can.
Enjoy the party.
I will. Bye.
Be the mother of a son. Can you believe people still have pressure to produce a male heir? I can't even.
Is everybody having a good time? Can I get anyone anything?
Banke, where's my grandson?
I've put him upstairs for his nap. He'll be down in 30 minutes.
Sleeping at his own party, Ken. Hope you're not raising my grandson like your daughters. He is a boy.
Yes, absolutely. And the heir.
Banke, please, I won't mind some more popcorn.
Yes, Mommy. Coming right up.
Plus, there's the way Banke, our super extra birthday mom, is reminded, quote, not to raise her son, the heir, like those her daughters. End quote. Okay, I'll say this. I'm convinced that if you want a child and when you picture it, it's a boy, you have no business having kids. If when you picture having a child, what you want in your heart of hearts is a son, you have no business having kids. If what you consistently see is a boy, you have no business having kids. The reason you want a son is because of the ingrained societal belief that boys are superior. If you have bought into this and want a son, you will raise them with this belief, and you will create a man who will soon become a problem to all the women around him. If you, by a sad twist of fate, end up getting a girl, you're going to 1, be disappointed, and 2, they're going to know. And you're just going to continue to perpetuate girls and women's inferior status. If what you truly want is a son, don't have kids. When we say society hates women, men hate women, we're told we exaggerate. Oh, we're bitter. As if we don't have just cause to be bitter. A woman has value only because she produced a boy. Her daughters are inferior even to their own grandmother. This is the real world. I love this poem I recently discovered about pregnancies of female children being aborted in India. It's called Of the Missing 50 Million by Shika Malavia and ends with these lines. When they are wed, we welcome the bride as Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, uttering blessings of them one, Putravati Bhava, be the mother of a son. I read things like these and feel so grateful for the praxis that South Korean women continue to show us. Divest from men. Friends, divest.
Yeah? Hi, guys. Hello, Chinasa. How are you?
Auntie Lara. I'm fine, thank you. It's Lagos. We're all hustling. Huh? Your outfit is fabulous. Always oppressing us.
Just Lara will do. And thank you.
But I cannot call you Lara like that, Auntie. Like on names? No.
Aren't you hilarious?
Banker's Party Tidbits. There's so much ageism and age consciousness among women. I don't know if men have it as much beyond the general top 40 under 40 type pressure. Women, on the other hand, it's just like, you should die at 29. Like, it would be better to be full-on dead at 29 years old than alive at 35. Also, why are these girls catching age pressure if we are to believe that they are in their late 20s and playing with all this big money, plus occasionally being on the blogs? Also, the pressure married women have to be nice to their mothers-in-law, who are mean to them, is just miss me with that bullshit.
Where is this place now?
Now that they've all gone, you haven't answered the question I asked you earlier.
Babe, let's talk about it tomorrow now.
No, Banke. Now.
I just don't understand why you're getting so agitated about this.
Banke, would you stop? Please, just stop this. Why are you trivializing this? How in the world are we indebted to different vendors to the tune of millions? And then you still went to the bank to get a loan for this party? Yes, I know, the bank manager called me. Why, Banke?
Me? So it's all my fault, Abby? It's my fault.
Look, I'm not saying that, but you know what we have on ground. Why did we have to make our son's first birthday a large event?
See, let me put you on notice. After all the stress that your family put me through to have that son, you better believe that every party he has from now on is going to be epic.
Are you out of your mind? You do realize that finances are no longer what they used to be.
And do you want your enemies to know about it, but think about what you're doing. Why are you doing like this is not the Lagos that we're living in? Do you want everybody to know that we're broke? Our parties are legendary. If the standards drop, don't you think it will cement what people are thinking about us? Is that what you want?
Of course not, but...
Exactly. So let's not play this blame game. Let's figure out how we're going to pay these vendors.
And by let's, you mean me, yeah? These debts, they'll call us.
It turns out Banke got a bank loan from the bank to throw this huge party for a child who won't even remember it. Not that it matters, like, still. Zuri overhears Banke and her husband arguing about how broke they are and how if their legendary parties drop, people will know something's up with them and they just can't have that. Part of me gets it. I get it a little bit. How we as a society give zero craps about people who are not rich. How difficult it can be to be kicked out of a societal group where you had received prestige and acceptance. What I don't get is how they laugh and make fun of Banke being broke.
Did you see how she was maliciously pushing Banke's gist on that table? I mean, seriously, fine. The gist is juicy. It's what gist? The bitch is broke. The bitch is broke. Yes.
Lara says, quote, "The bitch is broke." This while standing next to Zuri, who is also broke. How? It's like laughing at your friend's misfortune.
Hi, Banker. Oh, everything looks so lovely. Lara, I'm glad you could make it. You're welcome. Thank you. So, you're by yourself?
Actually, yes. I'm meeting the girls here. Haven't they arrived?
Oh, you just missed Ladun. You know, she brought a gift and dropped the kids off before rushing off to your wedding.
Oh,
but I wasn't talking about the girls. Still no boyfriend?
Actually, he's just not a party person, especially kiddie parties.
Marriage and married women? Again. It remains shocking to me how women in bad marriages are still the primary campaigners for marriage. Here we have Banke in a bad relationship with a man who allowed his family to pressure his wife into producing a male heir. A man whose mother is mean and disrespectful to his wife in public. And Banke's out there shaming Lara for being single. Adesuwa is in a trash marriage, but to hear her speak, my husband this, my husband that. Ew. Ugh. That loan Banke took for the party, she took behind her husband's back. The only reason he knows about it is because someone from the bank called. This absence of financial transparency in marriage is so concerning. It makes sense in a society in which we are all very secretive about money. Most people have no idea what their siblings earn or even their spouses earn. One of the best marriage and money stories I've ever heard is from the Joyride podcast, where the couple talk about how differently they grew up. The guy grew up in a typical household where money was secretly held, and the girl grew up in a household where all the money was brought communally and decisions made about it together. They follow the second model in their relationship, though it took some doing to get him to shift his mindset. This is the only thing that makes sense.
Debt can be a useful tool to attain financial success, but how you use it matters. Wealthy people use debt as a tool to leverage their investments and grow their cash flow, but poor people use debt to buy things that make rich people richer.
Let's talk voiceovers. The closing voiceover is about how differently poor and rich people use debt. Rich people apparently use loans as a tool to achieve financial success. They use it to, here's that dastardly word, leverage their investments and grow their cash flow. Poor people use debt to buy things that make rich people richer. Is this woman serious? Even just a little bit. Everything. Every single thing poor people buy makes rich people richer. Rent, food, gas, clothes, soap, fucking salt. Everything we buy makes rich people richer because they own fucking everything. There's no escaping it. They own the supermarkets, they own the houses, they own the water and electricity. Everything is theirs to price as they please. All of it. So to make it sound like poor people make rich people richer when they make bad choices in regard to debt is just the biggest bullshit ever. That debt that poor people often need to survive month to month comes from apps and banks owned by rich people. Rich people are rich because they take poor people's money. That's how come they're rich. Also, fuck anyone who uses the word leverage and ironically, just fuck off.
Most people don't know where the money they earn goes. What percentage of your income goes towards food, transportation, or clothes? Just like in any successful business, where you track your revenue and costs, it is important to track the expenses in our personal lives. African women need to become the CFOs of their financial lives and take control of the income that they earn now, instead of waiting for their incomes to increase in the future before they learn to manage their money.
Another voiceover I'd like to talk about in closing is the one about tracking your expenses. How many people don't know where their money goes, as in how much goes to rent, food, utilities, transportation, etc. Here it is. Quote, most people don't know where the money they earn goes. What percentage of your income goes towards food, transportation, or clothes? Just like in any successful business where you track your revenues and costs, it's important to track the expenses in our personal lives. African women need to become the CFOs of their financial lives and take control of the income they earn now instead of waiting for their incomes to increase in the future before they learn to manage their money. End quote. Again, there's something about these voiceovers. Africans need to learn this, need to stop doing that, need to grow up. Let's talk about the content of the voiceover, particularly where we're encouraged to view ourselves as businesses, to conduct ourselves as one word, a business. You're supposed to become the CFO of your life. Society is so messed up. So because businesses generate money, everything must now be run like a business, including our lives. Everywhere we're encouraged to brand ourselves like successful businesses do, optimize our time and be efficient like the best ones. And now, we're supposed to be the CFOs of our lives. Our obsession with and valorization of commerce and the marketplace dehumanizes us. You're a person, you're not a business, you're not a brand, you're not a machine to be optimized, you're not a CFO. Unless, of course, you are, though. I doubt it. You're a person. You're a human being. You're more than whatever value the marketplace places on you. You're more than your productivity and monetary wealth. You're a person. And that's enough. This episode's advice is to write down everything you spend in the spirit of tracking your expenses. Then separate your wants and needs and prioritize your needs and limit your wants. I want to tell you a small story about this as we close. I started doing this tracking my expenses thing, I think in 2019, somewhere there. And it went well. Which is to say, I was about maybe 83.6% consistent in writing down everything I spent my money on. I'd experimented before with the money tracking thing, most notably in 2017, but that was a different time and I don't remember doing it in 2018. Anyway, so I started doing it consistently. At first, it's fun because, I'm tracking shit. Also, it's a good way to stop yourself from spending money in ways you don't want to document. Eventually, it's just so discouraging. I stopped in 2021. After almost 3 consistent years, I stopped somewhere in August or something like that. When you don't have money, all tracking your expenses reinforces to you is how much you don't have money. I'd get paid. I get paid every 2 weeks. Then just pay my bills and buy necessary stuff for the house and be down to nothing. When things were good and I had 2 jobs, it was so much better because you get to slide something into the savings category. That only lasts until you have an emergency that forces you to withdraw from the savings fund. Don't get me wrong, tracking your expenses is useful. It's just so emotionally exhausting, so draining when it all comes in and goes out. Anyway, that is the only useful advice we've encountered so far. Track your expenses. It may break what's left of your heart, but what's a little heartbreak when we're shuttling towards a climate catastrophe? It's a lot. A little heartbreak is a lot. Do what works for you. Educate yourself about climate change. Talk to other like-minded people about it and educate those who will let you. Find a group doing something and join them. Do what you can. For you, nature, your heart, and your community. Until next time, remember who you are, love life, love people, stay limited. Bye.